This is the book I read, and it's Captain Underpants and the Revolting Revenge of the Radioactive Robo-Boxers. And it's about Tippy Tingle-Trousers, because in the last book, he destroyed the Earth, so he went back in time and fixed the Earth again. And then he saw George and Harold, and he took them, he went back in time, and when he fixed the Earth, he also collected all little Tippies, and he shrunk them, so they were tiny. And George and Harold, so Tippy, he went back in time and got them and shrunk them, and then he went to get Captain Underpants, and he found George and Harold, and so he took them and got Captain Underpants, and then Captain Underpants and him got in a big fight, and George and Harold got cavemen on their side, and Tippy made a huge ice place, like the Ice Age, but not as much ice, but it was a lot of ice still, and so he did that, and then George and Harold got Captain Underpants back, and so when Tippy was beating up Captain Underpants, George and Harold made a vow that they would never be silly again, and they would act like adults. And they saw Mr. Krupp, the mean principal of the school, come, and they saw them as teachers, and they saw Mr. Krupp, the mean principal of the school, come up and say, "It's hard to make these kids have a bad day, isn't it?" And they said, "Yeah." And so George and Harold immediately started making another vow that was to always act silly and draw comics. And so then there was two Captain Underpantses, and they beat up Tippy Tingle-Trousers, and then Tippy held out a huge bomb that would blow up the Earth, and then Sulu and Crackles, Sulu's the bionic hamster and Crackles is the pterodactyl, they came into the rescue, and they made them and Tippy Tingle-Trousers go back in time to where there was no Earth, and then the bomb blew up him, and we think it also blew up the Sulu and Crackles. But before that, Sulu made a nest for Crackles, and George and Harold went and found the nest, and there were 3 pterodactyl eggs in there. And they took the eggs and they started walking off, but then Melvin Sneezy was like an octopus, and he caught them in this picture here. And that is the captain in this picture here, and that's what my book is about.